The Chiefs are totally back with a huge win over the Colts. Colts came to Arrowhead and couldn't get this win because if the Colts win this game, we're starting to really think they're one of the best freaking teams in the league, even though they played pretty well. But this Chiefs defense locked up Jonathan Taylor pretty much all game. They were down 20-9 and came back and won in overtime. One thing I have to say, this team is a Super Bowl contender. One reason and one reason only is number 15 right here. When you have him, anything is possible. This is the most explosive player in the mother-sucking league, bro. I'm telling you, Jahmyr Gibbs is really that guy. 200 and something plus yards today, total touches like 26, 3 tutties. Absolutely carried this team back to a win over the Giants. But don't get me wrong, Jameis Winston was absolutely balling. I got to meet Jameis. I got to get him on a video at one point in my life because Jameis, you're literally the GOAT, bro. But Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions, huge win to stay in the playoff hunt. Another one-score win. This time their defense came up with the stop, and they win again. 8-3. Huge matchup against the Eagles next week on Black Friday. But, you know, the Bears are balling, man. Ben Johnson looking like he's the coach of the year. Caleb Williams has definitely developed this year, so it's looking good if you're a Bears fan. And some of their injuries should start to, you know, get a little bit healthier as we head into the playoff push. Wasn't too impressed by the Patriots today. They let the Bengals kind of lock them up. But shout out to that Bengals defense for playing good defense for once in their freaking lives in the last, 3 years since they played some good football on defense. But shout out to them. Drake May, a pick, you know, wasn't all that great. But the Bengals had a chance to win this game. The Patriots shouldn't be too happy about this win. But a win is a win. Mike Vrabel is also a coach of the year. And the Patriots are 10-2. That's pretty insane. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's going to break Calvin Johnson's record, bro. Went over for over 150 yards receiving today. Brother, this man he's just insane, bro. Like, you know how there's a tier? There's a Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson tier. JSN is the third receiver in that tier. J.J. McCarthy. Nobody's ever going to call you 9. You couldn't even put 9 points up on the board today, brother. That defense had, bro, literally, J.J. be back in the pocket. Scanning, then he gets sacked. Like, I don't see him look at anybody, you know, like he has no eyes for no defenders, bro. He just stands there and gets sacked. It's crazy, bro. And then if he sees the defense coming, throws a freaking pick, bro. JJ, you're not good. Also very disappointed with that Ravens offense, bro. Like, I feel like they just can't score for some reason. Like, Derrick Henry on the goal line can't get a touchdown. Lamar Jackson doesn't run the ball as much as he used to. He's not throwing for 250 yards and 5 touchdowns. It just doesn't look like the same Ravens offense that we're used to. The defense is getting good. They're healthy. Kyle Hamilton went down late in that game. We'll see what that injury is. But, yeah, I'm not really impressed with the Ravens. But the Jets, you know, they played a decent game.